Hello everyone, now we are going to begin with the next topic, that is the heart of molecular biology. What are they? I am just calling the heart of molecular biology as chromosomes. Why I am calling these chromosomes as heart of molecular biology? Because these chromosomes are involved in the transfer of hereditary material from parents to the offsprings. As you have studied cell division, these chromosomes replicate during cell division, and crossing over occurs in meiosis, that is reductional division. So these chromosomes are responsible for hereditary information. That is why these chromosomes are important in molecular biology and when we study genetics. So in this topic we are going to discuss about the structure of chromosomes, what are chromosomes and how these chromosomes function as carriers of hereditary information, what is the specific unit that leads to generation of such variations during reproduction. So now let me tell you, before I begin with the structure of chromosome, that scientists were using these terms chromosomes, genes before they were actually studied on chemical basis. So means they were using these terms without knowing the structure of these genes or the chromosomes. And the Mendel, Gregor John Mendel, the work done by Mendel on heredity and evolution has given a scientific way of how the process of heredity goes on, of how this process of heredity moves. The information is transferred from parents to offspring, and how does it happen? But the major breakthrough in the case of chemical structure analysis of chromosomes, genes or DNA was made by Watson and Crick. You must have heard about the double helical model, double stranded DNA model given by Watson and Crick, which is accepted. So chromosomes are an organized structure of DNA and proteins that is found in cells. This term chromosome was first of all given by Walter Hartz in 1888. So Walter Hartz gave this term chromosomes, which is actually derived from two Greek words. The first is chroma and the next is somes. So this word chroma, as you can imagine, it means color, and soma means body. So chromosomes are colored bodies. Why this term was given to them? Because whenever the nucleus was stained with some particular dyes, there were always some colored bodies that were found. So since these structures, these chromosomes got stained when we use some particular dyes, that is why they were termed as chromosomes, means some colored bodies. So this word chromosomes is coined from two Greek words. Chroma means colors and soma means body. So chromosomes are colored bodies which are found in the nucleus of a cell. And what are they actually? They are an organized structure of DNA and proteins that is found in cells. So by an organized structure, what I mean to say is, I am going to discuss just right now, and they are composed of DNA and proteins that are found in cells. Remember, chromosomes are an organized structure of DNA and proteins that is found in cells. You all know what is DNA. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. It has a double helical structure, it is double stranded. What happens if I talk about chromosome? These chromosomes contain this DNA which is double stranded. It is highly coiled, highly condensed, and then this highly condensed DNA, when it is associated with what? It is associated with proteins, it forms chromosome. So as you can see in the image also, that chromosome is composed of DNA which is highly coiled, highly condensed, and this DNA is also constituting some proteins. So when this DNA and proteins are in highly condensed form in an organized manner, they form a structure which we call as chromosomes. And what is a gene? Gene is a segment of DNA which forms a unit of heredity, remember. So gene is what? Gene is the segment of DNA which forms a unit of heredity. Now we'll discuss how these chromosomes are formed actually from DNA molecule. First of all, a nucleosome is formed. What is a nucleosome? The core of nucleosome means in the center we have some histone proteins, and the number of histone proteins is 8. So remember, 8 histone proteins form the core of nucleosome, and around that proteins DNA is coiled. So DNA coiling around histone proteins form a structure which we call as nucleosome, right? So I have another image when you can see that there are around 8 histone proteins. 4 you can see from the front and 4 are at the back of it. So total of 8 histone proteins form the nucleosome structure, and the DNA strand is coiled around it. So this is how a nucleosome structure is formed. After the formation of nucleosome, there is more coiling. It also again coils and then supercoils and forms a structure like this, which we call as chromatin. What do we call this structure as? It is known as chromatin. So when nucleosome coils and supercoils, it forms chromatin, and then these chromatins arrange and condense further. After their condensation, they form the structure that we call as chromosome, which are visible in the prophase stage of cell division. They are not visible in the interphase actually, but they are visible in the prophase stage. And in case of chromosomes, we have two types of chromatin material. One is heterochromatin and other is euchromatin. What are these? We will discuss later. But before I discuss this, you should have an overview of what is actually happening. We have a DNA double helix, right? This DNA double helix coils itself around which proteins? Remember, histone proteins. And when these histone proteins are present with DNA wrapped around, it is known as what? It is known as a nucleosome. This nucleosome then condenses and coils and forms a chromatin fiber. After again condensation and again supercoiling, this forms chromatin. And after this formation of chromatin, it forms a structure that we are discussing here, that are chromosomes. So remember, from DNA we have nucleosome, then from nucleosomes we have chromatin fiber, and from chromatin fiber we have chromatin, and then we got a structure that is chromosome, which is present in the nucleus of the cell. So this is how chromosomes are explained on a structural basis.